Jack, you betcha. We're here. Bad Takes, episode 3. And we're rolling. Episode 3, man. So bad Takes, we here. Live in the flesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Zay right here. I got the biggest bitch Chuck and a little bigger bitch.
Little bigger bitch.
Little bigger.
That doesn't even make sense.
Listen, we got a good one coming for y'all, man. You know.
Absolutely.
So what are we talking about today?
Damn, I can't even say make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all keep liking and commenting. I can't even say none of that.
You try to get right into it.
He's getting right into it.
Right into it.
So listen, the first thing I think we should discuss is definitely why is the generation right now the way it is? Why are they the way they are compared to what we grew up and seen?
What do you mean? The way they are.
Do you want me to tell you what I think?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sports is going downhill.
Absolutely.
No kids right now are playing sports.
Downhill? I think that's a locational thing, though.
Could be true.
Yeah,
could be true.
You're definitely seeing a lot less highlight tapes from 2-3 years ago for a lot of sports.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Bro,
highlight tapes?
My little brother, and I know a lot of people's little brother, they don't even go outside anymore. So how are they playing sports if they're not even outside?
No, that's true. But like I said, I think that still goes back to a locational type thing. Like here in Connecticut, I think that's definitely a thing. But like as you go south or even west, I don't think that's the case.
Nah, I feel like it still is because there's so many kids with that COVID year. They thought, hey, I could just play video games.
That's all. I feel like that's like the biggest thing right now.
That's all they do.
Everybody
play
just
video games.
Streams, watch YouTube, like kid-wise, generation-wise.
The rise in
like the teeny boppers you talking about?
Yeah, the rise in like social media. Cocoa melon. Like, I mean, you ain't lying. But the rise with the COVID year, everyone being inside, all they had to do was take time to. I mean, you couldn't do anything, so it was just play video games, watch YouTube, watch TV. That's all it was.
Yeah, exactly.
There was nothing to really do,
unless
you were someone that worked out at home or worked from home. And even still, people weren't working from home for a long time because it took them a while to establish that. So I don't think it's a locational thing. I think it's everywhere. I feel like it's harder to get kids outside no matter where you are, just because they're so tied into Fortnite. They're so tied into Call of Duty.
Yeah.
All these games.
You don't think that could change eventually, though?
No, because these games are constantly producing updates. The games aren't dying. They're producing updates to keep people tied into the games, to keep people playing them, keep money flowing in. We're in a changed state in terms of just
different
everything.
age.
Like
exactly.
Compared to when I was growing up, we was outside every day.
Every day.
That's true.
And
like my mom,
at night we would play games when we were done playing outside.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like my mom used to yell at us to come inside.
I mean,
or like, yo, you're not going here no more because you've been going here for the last 2 weeks straight. You're not going.
Exactly.
I definitely remember those.
Like nowadays, I be trying to get Ty outside. My little brother, for y'all who don't know, he cries. I'm like, yo, let's go play basketball in the backyard. No, like, bro, what do you mean?
What about Layson? Is he the same way?
Layson goes outside, but if he's on the game, he won't go outside unless it's like something to do with like riding his quad, something like that. He'll go out and play. But if it's just like going outside to try to play, if he's on the game, he won't do it. But if he's chilling, he'll go.
Yeah. I think it's terrible.
And I mean, what Ty is 7, Layson's 6. So there's a generation behind us with like JJ and my little brother.
Yep.
Charlie, where they're 15, 16, and they grew up in that digital age. They were like right on that verge of still going outside a little bit, and then all the games and everything just took a big hit, and that's where they shifted to.
Yeah.
So do you think it's solely because of Corona?
Absolutely.
Quarantine that caused kids to do that?
Absolutely.
So
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so also.
Before Corona, Ty was still hooked to the TV. And I keep saying Ty because that's what I see and that's what I know. Yeah. But I know a lot of other little kids do the same exact thing.
But they were also the thing is, with Corona, it made it spike even more. So it made it
Yeah,
harder.
for sure.
That's true.
That's
So
for sure.
I feel like Corona plays a huge part in that. That lockdown period played a huge part in those games growing and making kids even want to stay even more. Because, I mean, granted, right now, there's probably no kids at parks. And if there is, there's probably 10 to 15 kids.
Yeah.
Right now, 4 or 5 years ago, not even. When we were growing up, everyone was at the park.
Yeah.
You would go to the park with no phone, not even expecting anyone to be there. Or, sorry, expecting people to be there.
Yeah.
Now you go to the park, you're like, damn, no one's here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you know that, Shimon, because we
Yeah,
go
that's
play
true.
ball at Berlin, and we go pull up on a hot day like this, and not a soul will be there.
But
Yeah.
that goes back to like what I was just saying though. I think it's a locational thing. For example, the courts they built down on the east side, the two courts at Chesley. Before they redid the courts, it used to be kind of dead runs. Now that they did redo it, now you see a lot of people there every day
Yeah.
because they redid
Oh,
the
yeah,
park
yeah.
It
too.
usually is.
So I don't think.
But
it's,
that was a park that was, in a sense, a poverty park. I grew up in that neighborhood, so I
Yeah.
know how that park was. It wasn't
Yeah.
granted, you can go there, but there was so much vandalization there. Like, it just, the park wasn't a good family park. Now it's a good family
but
park.
still, regardless though, like people won't go to a park if there's either one, if it's not nice looking, which is what you're saying, or two, if no one just, if it doesn't have a good reputation for people being there regardless. So like, for
But that
example,
ties back to the first part.
but Berlin courts has a good reputation of people being there and it's nice courts. So
But-
why doesn't nobody go
But
there
if it
anymore?
wasn't a nice court, then no one would be there. So it has to be nice for people to be there in the first place. It's like a cause and effect. If it was,
So why do you think nobody goes there no more?
well, a lot of, like, first of all, a lot of the kids now, if they are playing sports, they're tied more into summer activities with their sports, especially football, and then college with us growing up, and people work out, like, missing out on that all those times in COVID. People got new jobs, requires more time to be in work. Like, for me personally, I know, like, I work 11 to 7, and I know that some days I'm not going to be able to go play basketball because it's going to be either dead by the time I get there or jam-packed, and I will be able to play. It just varies on the day, but it also correlates on, like, if it's a weekend or like a Tuesday. So,
Yeah. But to go to your point though, I think locational definitely changes the numbers of it.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, down south, there's definitely way more active.
but
But
it's
just
also
compared to
warmer.
what our generations, our time, I don't think it's the same.
No, that's true. I do agree with the generational part.
Yeah.
But one more. I got one more example. LA Fitness. When we started going in October, November around there,
Packed.
every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Friday even sometimes.
Saturday, sometimes you get good runs. Sunday mornings, we still get good runs. Now that it got,
Hot.
yeah, like when spring kind of started rolling around, I don't know if it's the weather that changed it. It could be the weather, but now there's nobody there.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the more likely the biggest part, because when it gets warm, why would you want to play basketball inside?
I get that. So if nobody wants to play basketball inside, why wouldn't they be outside?
Because
They
it's
are.
not. I mean, they're outside,
They are,
but
but
it's
look
not.
at who's outside.
Exactly.
The people that are our age, the people that grew up that way, the people that are older than us. You're not gonna see no 6, 7-year-old kids running around playing basketball how it used to be, like when we was younger.
Like, we were
I
those
was a-
annoying
yeah,
ass kids
I
that
was
were
the
on
one
the
out
court.
on the court waiting, like, yo, maybe I could play with them one day. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I
Like,
see what you're saying now.
shooting in between when they're on the opposite end of the court, like little
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Right.
you don't really see, like you see it, but
Yeah.
it's just so
It's
much more
very-
rare.
it's
Like
very
it's
rare.
it,
Like, even
it's
at
died
Berlin,
down.
there's like what, last year I've probably seen like 4 kids at Berlin. I mean, granted, it's just basketball courts, but still, it's at a high school, and it's a big community over there. So
Yeah, like technology is really on the rise.
Yeah.
Like locational for sure, but I know technology everywhere is on the rise.
absolutely.
So
Like,
do
they
you
got them
think
stuck, bro. From the
you-
time babies are 1 year old, 2 years old,
They already got
their
phones
parents
on
are
TV, stuff like
iPads
that.
make them
Yeah.
stop
Exactly.
crying.
No,
Like
that's a fact.
So
they just get stuck in it.
yeah. So I feel like it's like.
But okay, I understand that part too. Like how when babies, they're already on TV, they're watching TV on phones, iPads, stuff like that. When I was a kid, though, I used to be watching TV.
Yeah, but majority of your time was outside.
Unless you just grew up different.
Like, if you, like, granted, like, for me, when I was growing up, I wouldn't go outside to play until, like, 2, 3, because I know that's, like, it's hot, but it's not like blazing hot at like 12 o'clock where you're gonna be dying if you don't have water.
Yeah.
And then you could stay out and play for a longer time. So like I would be up from like 9 to like 1, 2, 3, watching TV on YouTube, things like that, and then I'd go outside and play.
Yeah, I'm making good points. I was just kind of playing devil advocate there. That's true though.
No, not bad.
Because I was the same way.
Yeah, me and my older brothers, we was outside all the time, bro.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
Yeah, but I feel like it's also different on where you were like raised, because like for me, I always had friends in my neighborhood, and
me too.
it was always, I mean, I was always the oldest out of like my family in terms of like relatives, so I would have to go and find kids either older than me or around my same age, and go play with them, and that definitely helps with like knowing when to go outside. Like you go home and after you're playing basketball for 9 hours or whatever, you go home and you get on the game with them or whatever, because I mean everyone either had an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Just what it was.
It was Xbox, to be honest with you, but yeah.
No, it was actually PlayStation.
It
But
varied.
it was
Okay.
PlayStation 2.
All right, whatever.
That's besides the point.
So,
Xbox was
with-
booming before like PS3, PS4. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So-
but keep going.
What, 360 or?
Yes,
Nah, no.
So, anyways, with
I'm telling you,
the
my
older,
word.
so with like party chats and things like that, that's when you would message your boy like, "Yo, I'll go outside tomorrow at like 3." Or if you live nearby, you just go knock on their door. I've never seen a kid within the last like 6-7 years that's knocked on someone's door to go play
Yeah,
ever.
That's a good point, because I remember when I was younger, I used to do that a lot.
I don't
too.
even know if they're home.
That's
I'm
a
just
small-
going over there and knocking on
Yeah,
the door
that's
like,
a-
I was.
That's a good reason. I ain't gonna lie.
with like
That's
4 or
another
5
thing.
of your other bros
Yeah.
on bikes.
Yeah.
All them laying down.
Yeah, that's a
But-
fact.
To go back to what you were saying, though, coronavirus definitely, not just the games part, it definitely affected their lives.
Absolutely.
Like, say it,
And-
it was like a 2-year period, because
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
one lockdown, but there's still transition after.
Yeah.
So say they're 7. Say they're 7. 2 of those years
Years
that they
out
had
of
of
their
7,
lives.
it's like, damn, I gotta wear a mask.
It's
I
kinda
can't
like
go
a-
next to people.
It's like a buffer year in a sense.
So-
It's just weird.
Do you think since that's increasing, do you think sports is declining, like to the point where like less and less kids are just not playing sports?
yes.
Yes, I
Because
think
they
we're at
think
that point.
they think they can become
Streamers.
streamers or
Drug
YouTubers.
dealers,
What did you say?
Drug dealers. Niggas think they can
that's true.
scam their way out the hood. Niggas be trying to scam their way out the hood.
Facts,
Literally, it's-
Facts.
So with that,
Nah, to bring that to kind of back up that point, that is true, because my dad was telling me these past, like, I want to say since we graduated, kind of, even a little bit before we graduated, he would always tell me every single year there's less and less kids coming out to try out.
For the basketball
But
team.
at the same time, it is a technical school.
Yeah.
but even at New Britain,
was it
High,
the same way at the
Because
high?
our freshman year, there was mad fucking people.
There
that
was
tried
like
out.
200 people in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sophomore year, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. Even
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
Football, there was. I mean, granted, at the high school,
Right.
there was no tryouts,
Yeah.
so you were just on
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah.
We had like 200 kids on the team,
The
and now
thing-
there's like 75
Exactly.
kids.
I went to a
Sidelines
game. I
empty.
seen like 30 kids on the
The
sideline.
thing with New Britain High, though, is not just, this is just for New Britain High probably, but not only there's not a lot of kids trying out, because like the best people are not even, the best people in New Britain are
Aren't
not
going
even
to
playing
New
for New Britain High.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the skill level's dropping too. It's
Yeah.
getting better, but it's also like, I don't want to explain it, because nowadays you got little niggas shooting threes and doing all that, but it's still like,
I think
I
that
don't know.
ties back to Steph, but that's a different topic.
Steph?
Steph Curry. He changed the
Duh.
game.
Thank you,
I mean,
number
yeah,
30.
but-
He changed the game.
Definitely changed the game. But
Yeah.
just everything changed from how we grew up to how they grew up. I don't know how it got here.
I really think it's that COVID year, those 2 years, that allowed game developers to really just sit there and think, and like social media was on a huge rise because that's literally that's all you
Yeah.
could do.
Just the internet in general took off.
It is.
Just from
But what if
people
it's
just being
parenting
inside.
too, though?
Well, no, you can't. I mean, I don't think you can really.
Yeah, I don't think a
Blame
parent
that
can
on-
really control
I'm
that
not going to say
fully.
you can blame it on them, but from what I see, when me and JJ was younger and we was the young ones, my mom had no problem saying, all right, you could go outside for 3-4 hours and
Mhm.
probably hear from us once because we're
Yeah.
coming back to get water real quick.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Nowadays, if she tells Ty go out, she's in the window talking to him. 30 minutes he's inside. Like it really could just be like more free before. Nowadays, I feel like parents are so scared and so mindful of a lot of other things that happen, which is not bad.
I don't even think it's that, because when we were growing up, we were in bigger groups of friends. It's exactly. It's more difficult to lose a friend if you have fucking 12 of you guys.
You're right.
Now it's like groups of like 2-3 kids.
That's very true. It is very true, but that goes back to niggas not being outside.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think you can blame it on parenting. I think it's just them. In a sense, I feel like it's them being smart, because like, why would you want your kid to be outside for 4 or 5 hours with, especially at a young age, with 2 people instead of 12, 13 people?
That's what I'm saying. It's not their fault, but it's just a change in how they view things.
I don't know if I asked this already, but so let's say COVID didn't happen. Do you think that would have that generation would have still went down that lane?
Not to the degree that it is now.
But you still think it would have still eventually happened?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it still would have.
Yeah.
Not to the extent that it is now, but it definitely would.
It definitely boosted it. But I feel like it was really just on the verge. Not to say, because every high school class says their class was the best and be after them is nothing.
But really, 2019
but like seriously, we really seen that. Like, bro, after our class, sports was like.
But that's when it happened, though. After
that's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, COVID. Yeah. You're right. It did.
Literally went highest pinnacle. Even coach saw all the coaches highest pinnacle point to. Woo.
But like I keep saying though, that could be a locational thing.
Oh no, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay. Newbern High, but it's. I mean, even still, look at Zion's school.
What Zion?
Williamson.
What about it?
Yeah.
Where's his school at?
In South Carolina?
Yeah, what are they doing? Like sports-wise?
Oh.
Nowhere.
That's exactly. What you're saying, yeah.
But what are you showing that to say? Because that's once in a generation.
I get that. I 100%.
You can't compare that.
No. I 100% get that. I'm not saying that's that, but he also had good players on his team.
No. He had like one good player.
He had the guard and the
he
forward,
had a 3-star on his team.
The guard, the one that was windmilling.
He was a 3-star.
Oh,
but where is he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Never heard from him since, honestly. I probably see some Ballers Life mixtape a few years ago, but that was last time.
I don't know where he's at.
Exactly.
And he was 360 Willamette right with Zion.
Yeah.
And was like 5 feet shorter than him.
Catching fast break, alley-oop windmills.
Yes. Yeah, but it's like, so you take, I mean, granted, like you said, it's a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent, but
seriously.
With like sports people, like when someone loses a team or a player like that, they just like, damn. Like, we really had it like that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Same thing for our school. Football.
Yeah, that's exactly
playoffs since, 2012?
Yeah, I see the point you're making.
And then basketball. First playoff since, 2014? Or something like that. And literally...
Playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2012.
Yeah. So, it's like, once you lose that, it's such a long break. And having these kids that would rather be on social media, selling drugs, on the game, it declines that sports even more.
Mm-hmm.
But also at the same time, talking about sports, you have gaps.
Oh yeah, like 100%.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Like waves. You have waves of talent.
Absolutely.
So,
but
I think
typically
that's another
waves don't crash right away. Depending, like if it's a once in a generational talent like Zion, sure it'll crash. But like our high school, you guys you guys weren't all 5-star athletes.
Yeah, but just together we were like a 5-star team.
Exactly. And
I see what you're saying.
And like obviously there were still younger like Tameen and Isaiah that were big values to the team.
Yeah,
they were
that were underclassmen. But when you guys leave, that wave just immediately crashed.
Yeah, but.
And then it just got worse and worse and worse.
Hopefully, the wave that we have coming up now with Matt,
I was just about to
Jordan,
say that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hopefully, they stay together because that would be beautiful.
Absolutely.
But
that was actually one of the things I said. When was it? I think it was after the championship game, or probably before. I don't remember. But somebody interviewed me, and I said one thing that we need to start doing in the brand is keeping the kids in the brand.
Yeah.
Because sending them to other schools, like you said, that makes the talent drop.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You got kids from Waterbury going to this school when they live in Waterbury.
But,
stuff like that could.
That's just because there's not equal opportunity in New Britain, at least not yet. Because you have
equal opportunity.
Because you have coaching. Like we have Bucky Jones as a football coach.
Yeah.
We have 2 running backs with 800 rushing yards in 5 games. Why aren't they getting D1 calls?
That's a great question.
We
man.
talked about that on the first one, I think, didn't we?
Like, come on now.
I don't know, bro.
That's just
Equal opportunities.
That's why they're going to other schools, because there's better opportunities.
And you can't blame them.
Yeah,
I mean, it's smart. It's smart.
It's so much smarter.
Because you have to do what's in your best interest sometimes, to be honest.
Exactly.
Actually, I think most times.
Most times.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
No matter if
For
you're
sure.
stepping on feet, hurting feelings, bro.
Like even Johnny, he was gonna go play at Southington, but he wanted to play with us, and Johnny would have had a better opportunity at Southington.
Yeah. I bet you if he did it again, he would go to Southington.
Probably
would.
Yeah.
But I also feel like if we were able to go back then,
a lot of us would have made.
A lot of us would have stayed playing.
But listen, if we were able to go back, like how that thing was, go back with the knowledge we have now, our decisions would be different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We would all be
I think
like
that's
somewhere in
that's life
some
in general,
collegiate
though.
sport.
Yeah,
that's life in general.
That is life in general.
Yeah.
Yo, but one thing, sidebar, I'm starting to get feeling back in my cheek. It was crazy, bro. It's like starting to heat up out of nowhere. But yeah, I just had a dentist appointment. My cheek is numb, bro. It feels crazy.
He was moving his jaw. Some crazy.
It probably wasn't that numb though, because usually when people like get their shit
it takes
numb,
like 2-3 hours.
They can't move this side and they be talking weird. You wasn't really talking weird,
or like drooling.
Yeah, that's
too.
Remember DC used to get that?
Remember EC?
His dog used to be like,
nah, it was E Hill.
DC too though.
But DC was never numb.
DC used to always do that.
It wasn't numb. You just be drooling.
Nah, his jaw used to be numb.
Yo, DC, you go for that?
Listen, yo, that's crazy. Listen, to bring it back real quick though, equal opportunity. It's funny that you say that, because me and Shema was talking about that yesterday. On blacks and whites, and like the equal opportunity we're given, and where they start from and where we start from, it's not fair at all.
Yeah, but that, I mean, you can, I wouldn't say blame it, but like that goes back to your parents.
That's what I was trying to tell him yesterday.
Because like I wasn't put in the best situation, but I'm making more out of it, and I know kids like one of my best friends growing up. You know, he had everything that he could have wanted, and now he does nothing and smokes weed and drinks.
That's what I said. I said, yo, like no matter what, as long as you keep going, even though it's fair or not fair, they start here. As long as you keep going and finish, because he
Absolutely.
He made an analogy to a race. He was like, say you start in a race, we're doing one lap and the person starts halfway on the track. How is that fair?
Exactly.
I was like, yo, it's not fair at all. But say you finish, even though you're coming in second, everybody knows you're starting from down here.
Exactly. So when it's a higher respect level.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I literally said that. I was like, yo, like you get acknowledged and like signified way more because they know you had to get it out of nothing.
Exactly. I agreed with you.
Yeah,
but then we went on to talk about how did we tie the equal opportunity back to that? What was said? What
equal opportunity?
I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But it was something like, dang. After we said the race analogy, and then you said what Mookie just said about your parents, and if you really want something, you could go and get it.
Yeah, because he kept saying something about college.
Yeah, I used
Talk about that. Talk about that. Talk about that.
The example I gave him, I said, okay, sometimes there's kids that really want to go to college, but let's say their parents just don't have the financial benefit to do that.
So that goes back to the kid not wanting to get enough because you can get scholarships in high school.
And then I went on to say, I'm playing devil's advocate. I went on to say, what if the kid don't get scholarships? What if he don't get
but if you really want
loans?
If you really want it, you're gonna get the grades. Getting the grades gets you the scholarship no matter who you are. You can have a 4.0 and be from the slums, and you're getting a scholarship.
Oh, okay. You just reminded me. So the next thing was when we was talking about work opportunity.
Same thing.
Not all the time. No.
From my experience.
This is the example I gave him. I said, I work at Lowe's, if you guys don't know. There's about 100 associates in the store, right?
Yep.
I was telling Zay, I can literally count on my fingers, probably a little bit more, but it's significantly low, the amount of colored people there is compared to non-colored people.
Why
is that?
Because some people colored people are ignorant as fuck. They do not. Am I
You gotta
lying?
explain
You
that.
gotta explain that. Yeah.
Somebody
would cut it right there. This nigga's racist.
Yeah, this
I'm
starts
black.
throwing
I'm
shade
black.
at you.
Nah,
Come on now.
I know. I'm just
So,
saying.
like, I am one of those people. I am one of those people that would never work at a fast food restaurant, no matter how down bad I am.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that will never do physical labor, like Lowe's, for example. And that just goes back, and it's a lot of the colored people that would not want to do that work.
That's what I said. I said it's like it's not situational, but it's like job to job. You'll see more colored people here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like
It's
for
just
my job,
certain
hold on,
jobs.
hold on. For my job, like I work at Best Buy, and there's
It's getting high.
let's see, it is. Let's see, there's like 4 black people at my job, literally, and there is. And they have higher positions than regular people do. It's because they worked there for not even significantly long, like 4 or 5 years, but they wanted to get the job higher. Like for me, for example, I started in a warehouse. I started in the bottom of the fucking barrel. Granted, I could have started on the sales floor. You still make the same money, whatever. But I moved to the sales floor, and now I'm the Apple Pro, and I'm going for a shift lead position within 2 years.
But that's the thing, though. I could use that same example back to like my job because. Yes, like I said, there's not a lot of black people at my job, but there is opportunity for you to move up in the corporate world if you really want to.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, like, even today, mad corporate people came through today. All of them were white. Like, literally, all of them were white. Why is that?
That
And
goes back to
you can't say it's because black people don't want the job. You can't say it's because
they don't half the time they don't work hard enough to get that job.
Nah, you can't. No.
Why can't
I'm
you?
not going for that.
Why can't you?
I'm
Why
not
can't
going
you?
for that.
Listen,
Why can't
because
you?
I'm gonna give you another example. Yesterday,
I
Zay
brought
said,
up teaching.
Yes,
I say you see where we're from, at least you see significantly amount more white people than black people as teachers. You see like 1 or 2, maybe 3 black teachers, but that's because they're not doing what it takes to get to that position.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like finishing the college, and it's way less dominant.
But if you go down south, you see way more black teachers. So that's what I'm saying. You can't really use that example.
I did agree to
Yeah,
that,
but I
you
mean,
would
that's
also
just
probably still see white teachers.
But you'll see significantly more.
Just because there's
black.
more black people down south than there is white people. And it's the same thing up here. There's more white people up here than there is black people.
So it's a locational thing?
Absolutely. Because you can go, like, I see videos all the time of, like, Best Buy on, like, TikTok, and everyone in their store is black, besides, like, 3 people.
So if it's a locational thing, then it's more understandable. But if it's more of an equal opportunity thing,
It's definitely equal
then
opportunity.
it's...
Because
You think it's equal?
I don't
I
think
think
it's-
it's slim still to
I
the
don't
white.
think it's
Like,
equal opportunity.
Before, like,
To
I could say,
non-colored.
like, 10 years ago? No, that wasn't.
it's because we're raising awareness. You think?
Exactly.
I said that.
100%.
There is a awareness raised, especially from COVID or during Corona period, because a lot of stuff happened during Corona period.
Yeah.
But with that, even though there's more awareness, I don't think there's still as much as it should be.
I mean,
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either, but I mean, it's enough to the point where you're not going to get denied a job because you're black. Like how it was
I
20
agree.
years ago.
I agree. And which is a big
I
step.
agree with that too.
Which is a big
and
step.
another thing now, the reason why you don't see as many, especially in our area, you have a lot of, colored people, black, Hispanic, literally everyone, that are starting their own businesses because they don't want to work for the people above them, which is completely
fact,
fine.
yeah.
I get it, but you have it's a I would say a higher risk and realistically not even that high of a reward depending on what your business is. So they're taking those risks, and you see a lot of businesses that start
and fail.
booming exactly and fail.
Yeah.
And the like, I can only really speak on the retail aspect of it, and even the childcare with Parks and Rec. Our football coach O, probably one of the only black people in the Parks and Rec office that I'm aware of.
Coach Jarrell.
Coach Jarrell used to be in there.
Hargraves,
Yeah.
he used to be.
So with that, I mean, it's like you can't say that, like, I just feel like it's equal opportunity even in that level. Like, it's just you got to put in the work, and a lot of the time those jobs look for college degrees, which shouldn't, in my opinion, shouldn't be a thing. A college degree
At least
is not
nowadays now. Like,
no, not even 25 years ago, 30 years ago. A college degree does not establish how intelligent you are.
that's true.
Not at all.
Me and your mom was talking about that too.
Exactly.
That day. Yeah.
Like, it does not. It does not
doesn't.
prove how smart
Because
you
you
are.
It's
learn
all experience.
everything hands on.
It's all experience.
Yeah, because like my job, my GM, he more than likely makes. I think he makes over $100,000 a year. No college degree. I think he got a high school GED, not even a diploma.
I'm gonna ask my store manager how much schooling.
So let me ask you though, since you think there's equal opportunity in like the job fields and jobs and stuff, do you think there's equal opportunity just overall between colored and non-colored, or you think it's literally equal?
I feel like it's where you live, honestly.
So that's locational.
Yeah, it goes back to location. Not even not today. Actually, it's not even location. I think it's equal for everyone now.
You think we're at an equal playing field?
Yeah,
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I mean, I agree with what you just said about that too, and I disagree on the equal opportunities for everything in general. I think if we're talking about something like corporate America, there's not equal opportunity there. But if we're just talking about regular stuff like...
Why do you think there's not equal opportunity in corporate America?
I'm going to give you a case in point. If you look at any government, let's say like... What's those things each state have? They have their own... senators, and not only senators, but like where they congregate with all the officials and stuff like that. I forget what they call them.
Republicans, Democrats, you have your representatives.
All that type of stuff, yeah.
Just
Anytime
politics.
you look at that in any state, no matter what state, you're going to see a majority more white people than you'll see black people or colored people.
Yeah, because those are the people, like, in that position, those are the people that, like, when you apply, it's not really applying, it's just people voting on you, but it's, they look at people that have an experience in the political... Exactly.
So you're saying a lot of colored people don't have a resume for that?
Exactly.
Nah, bro, I'm not going.
I would say that's not true, but I would also say there's a lot more white people that want those positions.
Exactly. So they work harder to get it, so they get the fields.
I
they
literally
get the jobs
only know
fields.
Jarrell Hargraves that wants to be alderman. I don't see any other. You might see like a Puerto Rican, like a Latino, but I mean, I dominantly see white people want positions like senator and.
Or is it those are the people that's getting the publicity or being presented to you for those positions?
No, because you can literally go and see who is running for office. And it's based on their advertising. It's not like if it was the city or the state or whatever advertising them equally, it would be different. But it's their money they're putting it in to advertise themselves.
So don't you think it should? That's where it comes back to equal opportunity. Let's say, all right, I got an example. This lady last year, I remember she lived somewhere in my neighborhood, but I remember she was going door to door saying, I'm running for, I forgot what it was, but she was running for something in New Bern. And I was like, dang, this lady lives right up the street from me, and I never even knew. But like you just said, they have to campaign for themselves, put the money forward for themselves. So why can't that be an equal playing field right there where the state or city or whatever may be fund their campaign?
Think of this like this.
They'll make it more equal, wouldn't it?
Think of it like this. If you have $10 million, right, and you're running, and you're starting your business, right, and you are advertising for yourself, you're going to use your money to advertise for yourself, right? Say if I am starting my business and I have $50,000 to advertise for myself, and there's like a law saying, hey, you guys got to advertise for yourself equally. How is that fair for the person that has the more money, willing to advertise more money for themselves?
I hear you, but then that goes back to, I think that's where it really comes down to, like, okay, where did they get this money from?
Generational wealth that colored people aren't doing.
Generational wealth that colored people
that are starting now. That are starting now. People are starting to think about it now, but that wasn't a thing 10, 15 years ago. It
couldn't be for them, though.
Why wasn't it?
For black people?
Why was it not?
What, 20 years ago?
Why was it not?
We're not even going 20 years ago. Let's go further back to that. 70 years ago.
That's completely different.
But still, that's where it stems from.
You heard him.
No, listen. Dude, I'm being dead ass.
Nah, I hear you.
The reason I'm saying that is because a lot of white people's generation... Okay, I'm not even going to say a lot because I could be wrong there too. I'll say about half of the population of white people, let's say their money is generational. The average black person can't say that.
Yeah,
That's not on black people.
that's
though.
not on black people.
I meant that's not on white people.
white
Sorry.
people?
Sorry, that's not
You
on white.
can't put that
where,
against them.
But that's where it goes back to what I was saying. If you start a race, if you're racing somebody and that person starts halfway ahead of you,
Yeah.
you're gonna play the catch-up game the whole time.
You are, but that
You
also
are.
goes to the point of what I was trying to tell you yesterday, and that's the perspective of white people and the perspective of black people. They don't really go through single parents and okay, I'm gonna have this kid and the dad's not gonna be allowed because I don't like him. They don't go through stuff like, okay, I want chains. I don't care about putting $5,000 away for future.
White people put away a lot of money
Yeah,
for their kids.
They think about they use their money for the future while we use our money for like the
Looks.
present.
Exactly.
So like we make sure, like I said, we have a Mary pants on and $500 shoes. They're wearing $30 pants, $5 shoes, but got $10,000 sitting for their kids. You know what I mean? They're putting money in so their kids
So
can go to
it's
college
just
18
literally-
years down the line.
It's literally just the thought
The
process.
perspective base, the way they perceive life.
I'm not disagreeing with that because it is true, but what I'm saying is, yeah, my nose is sweating like crazy right now. But what I'm saying is like, that all had to start somewhere.
Yeah, but like I can say that, like, for example, like my mom, right? She can, if like my or not even for my let's say from my great grandmother, my grandfather's
Okay,
mom.
yeah, 'cause I was about to say, I'm not even talking about a generation ago.
Yeah.
I'm talking about multiple
So-
generations.
So if I'm
Yeah.
saying like I don't know too much about my great grandmother, like enough financially, like to say what that aspect was. But my grandfather, he worked his ass off, and he was creating generational wealth. Granted, it's not a shit ton of money, but we have enough where we're living comfortably. Same thing with my mom; she's working toward that. It just depends on the next person in line that is willing to do that for the future generations. Yeah. You see that a lot more in white families than you do in colored families.
Because they grow up learning that, though.
Exactly, and you don't
investing
learn
in
that.
stocks, making sure their future is comfortable. Like I feel like we make sure for
even
now.
for you, when I was explaining stocks to you, how much did you know?
Nothing.
Exactly. That stems from either household or learning it on yourself.
But if we are going back in time for real,
Oh yeah,
I feel like white people were given
more
the better
opportunities.
jobs
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
opportunities to where
But that was
they're
systematic
just getting
racism.
I was
paid
about to
more.
say, though.
They're just getting paid more of what they
But
do.
that was a completely different time. I feel like
It's
you can't,
definitely
you
like
can't-
changing now
yeah,
for sure.
You can't really use that as an excuse for our generation of future. I
Okay.
feel, unless it's like $20-30 million
It's
that they're
definitely
left.
changing. It's definitely
But
changing.
you can't really use that as an excuse for everything. You can't blame the fact that black people grew up in a racist area or a racist time where they didn't have equal opportunities, when now everything has changed to that point within the last 20, 30, 40 years where equal opportunities are starting to raise more. It's just
I feel like-
they're just not thinking about generational
I feel
wealth.
like the last 5 years for real, maybe like the last 3, these opportunities definitely got playing
Oh, yeah,
field definitely.
absolutely.
But I still don't think it's equal though. I don't know how you think it's equal.
Yeah, I think now also
it all
it's not
depends
really.
on
Like you see now black coaches in the league and black refs
Yeah.
and black, but it's still just now starting to happen.
Now it's not more of an argument, but I still think 20 years ago and plus, it was an argument then.
I don't even think it was 20 years ago. My grandfather was a black man in a white-owned business, and he was higher than all of them because he worked harder than all
But
of them.
that's example. That's a one-time example.
Yeah,
That's not something that was
No,
normal.
I get that, but it's because he worked harder than them. He didn't have a college degree.
But
He had a high school diploma.
I get that. But that's just one example you're given out of
Yeah.
millions of black people that live in the United States.
I get that, but it also goes back to the working harder than other people.
I still think 20 years ago that even if I'm telling you, bro,
Yeah, we're gonna have to agree
20
to
years
disagree.
ago, I don't think
But
that was.
I really want to hear how you think it's equal, not corporate, not job, just day-to-day lives. How do you think it's equal?
It's not. It's just not.
And where we live, it is.
How so?
Because, I mean, it's not like, I mean, how often are you seeing, I mean, I have to have an example because I can't just say how it's equal because there's not like, you know.
Hard proof evidence?
Yeah, where it's like, for example, like down south in like Alabama where black people are getting killed for being pulled over or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not seeing that as much up here.
You're not seeing that as much, but it does happen.
It does.
But you want me to tell you the time I got pulled over? Because I know if I was white, no bullshit. Not to just because I feel like one thing with black people is we use that against like a lot of the time.
Everything.
Like
That
for
is one of
everything,
the
it's like
biggest
race.
excuses.
We use that as an excuse. But I'm not saying that this one for an excuse. I dead was driving, bro, at a red light. The cop came up next to me. I looked at him, looked back. I looked again. He was still looking at me. He's going left. I'm going right. I turn right. He follows me.
Yeah.
I look at Abigail. I say, yo, bro, we're about to get pulled over. Pulls us over. He doesn't say nothing. He opens my door and says, get out the car. Like, bro, this is still my car, bro. Like, you can't just open my door and say, get out.
I get that.
That's not happening to a white person.
Facts.
I get that, but that's also a rare occurrence. Like when the first time I got pulled over,
That's
it
not
was,
a rare occurrence, sir.
Bro, they be on hostile time, bro.
Bro.
I'm not even gonna say demon time
But
because
it all depends.
bro,
on
they be
what-
on hostile time.
But it's
bro.
not every cop. You can't say it's every cop.
And it's not every person either. Because I guarantee if if Rob gets pulled over, they're not coming up to his window like, who's that in the back? Why? Remember that time we got pulled over? They're not doing that, bro.
I get that, but it's all it depends on the cop and how it goes back to how they were raised because
Not all the
be
time.
raised
And
in
also
a
depends on the color that they're pulling over too.
yeah, but if they
Yeah.
were raised in a racist household, that's what they're gonna think. They're gonna think all black people are drug dealers.
That's
and-
for sure.
Exactly.
That's for sure. But
So it goes back to them because when I got pulled over, right? I mean my tints were limo tints. Remember my Honda, the limo tint Honda? I got pulled over because of my tints. It was dark and I was driving home from work.
yeah.
And he pulled me over and he was like, "Your tints are very dark." I rolled down my window and I talked to him. Like he knocked on the window. I rolled it down. He couldn't see me because it was just dark. So I get why he was on high alert because it's a car with limo. You can't see inside. As a cop, I'm gonna be scared walking up to a car with fucking tints too, like that dark of tints.
Yeah.
And
But I think that's the problem. Though.
Yeah, that's the. I was
You
just about to
can't
say
just
that.
be walking up to be already scared.
No,
that's when
I get
bad
that.
stuff happens.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not saying like you're going in like if you're pulling over someone, right, and they have limo tints which are illegal. You can't. You have to go in because you don't know what you're
Conscious,
expecting.
alert.
Yeah, alert.
You know,
That's what I meant.
But you can't. They
But this
dead be
is-
coming up to us scared, bro.
Yeah.
But
But
You
because that
can't
day
do
we was
that.
that day
That's
we
why
was in
niggas be so
Boston.
ready to go like this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
yo,
day
bro,
we was
that
in
goes back
Boston.
to training. That goes back down to training. That's not you. There's
They
so
don't
many,
train people to just shoot you.
No. I'm saying they don't get enough training.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying like there's so many underlying factors that you guys aren't looking at. That
Or they're just scared of black people.
no, that's what's wrong with people. That it's
I
just
kinda
that is
agree
the
with him, though.
excuse
What?
there, that they're just scared of black people. That's
So you
not
think
always
since they're
case.
not trained as well?
I'm not saying that's always the case. I'm just saying.
But you just said-
majority of the time,
No.
that could be a reason.
So listen. So say majority of the people that got killed by cops.
Yes,
You telling me it's because they weren't trained well or trained enough?
trained enough to analyze the situation in a sense.
Hell no, I'm not going for that.
I'm not going for that either.
But I'm not
and
for
I'm
that.
not even
Not
gonna
that-
say
I'm-
I'm like
But,
racism pro or whatever.
But I'm. You didn't even let me explain.
Go ahead, go ahead, go
A
ahead.
lot of those things you see, like, first of all, when a cop is giving you direction, you have to listen to him. It's
You do,
literally
unless they just tell you get out the car.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you can't just come up to
I
somebody
get
and
that.
tell
I
them to
get
do
that.
something, bro.
But there's a law, probable clause
Yeah.
that makes that a thing.
Yeah.
And there's also a law too that when they come up to your window, they have to tell you why
What
they
you
pulled
did.
you
You
over.
can't
just-
they
yeah,
can't
yeah.
just say, "Get
Yeah.
out your car,
There,
get your
that
keys."
goes back to the training aspect of it.
But don't you? But okay, little
That's
stuff.
what you're not
but That's the
understanding.
thing. Little stuff like that. How much do you need to be trained to
you could be a-
remember? I got to tell this person why I pulled him over
you could be
before
a
I
cop.
get.
You could become a cop in a year. How
But
is
it's
that
not
no,
even
no, no, that's not what
training,
we're
bro.
talking
It's
about.
just
Answer.
it's like politeness
It's
and
po- it's
respectfulness.
diligency. That's
Say
what
we're
it
both
is.
people.
Yeah, but
I'm not
how-
just gonna
exactly,
come up to you
we're
and
both
say get out
people.
the car.
I get
Even
that.
if I'm not a
Because
cop,
them
I'm
being
gonna come
cop. I'm sorry.
Keep
my
going,
bad.
keep going,
Them
bro.
being cop. Can't you say that some majority of the time they use their authority and abuse it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
that goes
how
with
does that go
anything,
back
though.
to training?
Because they're not trained enough to literally like.
No.
There's a.
No, no. Whatever you about to say.
It's
You
just-
can't say
you're
no.
just- Shema especially stuck in that racist
go.
mindset that white people are against black people all the time, and that's been the
I
case. since
never
that-
said that.
I'm
Majority
more-
of the time, though, that is true.
I'm
though.
more so
That-
neutral.
not all the
Like I'm
time.
not.
I
I
get-
don't
I
like
get
how
it, I
people
get it.
use it so much.
Shema is one of those people that
but this
use that
is
so
the thing.
much.
That's annoying.
This
But
system-
I go by my experience.
This country
Yeah,
was
I
like-
get that. I
like-
get that.
like once niggas-
100%.
bro,
I
this
get
country
that.
was
You're
literally
not
built
realizing,
on
though.
that. So how can we not
Exactly.
say that's not a factor?
Because it was built on that 400 years ago.
And they're still benefiting from it.
As much? No. That's why things are changing.
It's
Awareness
definitely
is being
changing,
raised.
but that's
I'm
the
not saying it's
foundation
not
of
changing,
America,
but
bro.
it's such a small change from where it really should be, is what I'm saying. And that goes back to equal opportunity.
That is being changed.
It's definitely being
That's
changed,
what
but it would never be equal, bro.
It will be eventually.
You
No,
really
I
think
don't
so?
think it'll ever be equal.
Like,
Absolutely.
say, I can probably give you instances of where one black person got in trouble for one thing and a white person got in trouble for the same thing. Not the same case, like not the
Yes.
same fucking result.
Yes.
Yeah. So are you talking about in court or just
In general.
In court, if we go to school right now, like if we were still in school,
I don't-
one person would
and
get
I-
suspended and the next person
I
would
don't think
get
that's-
detention.
But it's that also
Like, if I'm
depends.
fighting
it
you-
goes back on their history.
What do you mean?
If say for example, if a kid is literally being in trouble all the time
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
and he gets in trouble and they suspend him, then
Yeah.
the kid does that same exact thing for the first time, they're not going to suspend him. They might, but they more than likely aren't. They're going to give him.
That's true. But if I'm fighting you and you're fighting me, there's no way I have to go to ISS and the other person gets
Oh
suspended.
yeah, I get that.
Like, bro, we
100%
both
get
just
that.
did the same exact thing.
Yeah, I
There's
get
no
that.
way it should ever be like that.
I've had situations where that's happened.
But
to me.
that should never be a thing. And that's like, you see nowadays white people charging cops with knives, bro.
Yeah.
Not doing nothing.
Yes.
You'll see black niggas on the floor, hands up, kill.
Yeah,
Bro, I literally just seen a video yesterday on the news.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was on I think it was in Connecticut. I think it was in Milford, actually, if I remember correctly. This guy was on the run with the female prison guard. The female was helping him. They're on the run, driving. Police is chasing them. They crash, right? She has a gun on her. I think they said she killed herself.
she did.
Mm-hmm.
So
They get him, pull him out the car. But the way they arrest him as compared to if that was a black person, bro, they arrested him so civilly. They probably threw him against the car a little bit. But if that was the black guy that did that,
But-
they're having him on the
But
knee
was
on
he-
his neck, him on the floor, 8 cops on him. Tell me
get
I'm
that.
lying, though.
It's
I get
not.
that.
It's not equal, bro. It's not equal.
You can't tell me it's equal.
It's moving toward that.
I can agree with that. I
Yeah.
can definitely agree with that. When it's moving towards it, and it's only because we've been talking our shit about it.
Yes.
And you know,
Because
I'm talking our shit.
raising
And that's what I was
awareness.
saying yesterday. This is something we have to talk about, because if
Yeah.
you don't talk about it, it would just continue
And
to
that's
happen.
what
and
people
it wouldn't be
weren't
addressed.
doing 20, 40 years ago. That's
Yeah.
why it kept happening. There was only
You said they weren't doing that?
they weren't as much as people are raising awareness as we are now. It wasn't like that 20, 40 years ago. I mean, granted, I'm
there
only
was
21
times that
years
they
old.
did that though.
There
You don't
was, but
think
it
so?
wasn't happening as much as it is now.
I feel like
if you
because
keep doing something, it's going to change.
I'm not gonna say there's more, but I feel like it's more public now that they're just killing us.
Exactly.
That's why though.
Yeah,
That's-
because
yeah.
Like
I agree
it's
with
like
that.
now they're like, okay, we
'Cause
are kind of
before-
wrong.
I get
Before
that
it
they
was
could
like,
get
okay,
away
they're,
with
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now it's like, yo, there's literally videos of the nigga with his knee on his neck killing him.
I get that.
You know what I mean? So now it's
Yeah.
like we have to do
Because
something.
yeah, I was watching. Shout out to Coach P, Chief Peterson. I was watching their podcast today, and that was one of the things that was said. That George Floyd situation.
Yeah.
We just seen it because it's cameras and everything, but that wasn't the first situation that happened. That happens
Exactly.
all the time.
That's what I'm saying. So we have to raise awareness
Yeah.
now, bro.
Yeah,
so it's
I
like
get that.
before they did it, it probably wasn't as impactful, but now it's like, okay, there's probably white people that know that wasn't right. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Now
absolutely.
the opposite color knows that wasn't
that's
right.
Why it's,
that can't happen.
That's why it's being raised more, but that goes back to the social media thing, where social media is more prominent now.
For sure.
And, I mean, granted, you can't just. Social media plays a huge part in it, but it also is 20, 30, 40 years ago. You have more, like, there was still riots, or not even, like, there was protests, but they weren't peaceful protests. The only
Mm-hmm.
one that you can really say was peaceful was MLK.
But that's the thing.
Am I wrong?
Okay.
we don't know that for certain.
But
Yeah.
that's the
But-
biggest one.
All right. Let me
Yes.
ask you this: Can you beat violence with peace,
Absolutely.
or can you beat violence with violence?
You could beat violence with peace.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
How so?
Because if you're peaceful about something, right? How does that violence even happen?
Say it's already occurred.
Okay. And if you're just minding your own business, chilling, like not even getting remotely close to where the violence is,
Yeah.
eventually it's gonna stop because they're
That's not true.
I'm confused with what you're trying to say.
so like
Say I come up to you rowdy as hell, like
yeah.
in your face, I'm trying to fight, and you are just like
Turn the other
I'm
cheek.
chill,
Peaceful.
bro. You got it.
You got it.
It gets to the point where the violence is too much. You have to react.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's because you choose to react. You don't have to react on every situation.
For sure, I'm right with you because I'm not even want to just start stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
you
the
don't
peaceful
have,
side.
Yeah, you don't
But
have
then
to react on every situation.
Maybe it's just me. I get to a point where it's like,
All right.
he's not gonna keep doing this. He's not gonna stop doing it. Like bullying.
yeah.
Like you can't. Bullying is a great example.
you-
actually.
Absolutely, but if you show
Peacefulness
no
is
reaction, if you're coming at me every single day,
they're
and
gonna
I'm-
keep
hold
on.
on,
You're gonna keep
but if
going.
you're not showing any reaction, eventually you're gonna get bored and stop.
That's false.
No, that's not true. I'm gonna go back to the example you just used. MLK. He was peaceful, and what did they do to him?
A random white person shot him
They shot his ass. So how could peace?
Don't say it
because
like
that
that.
goes back to
That's what they did to
Nah,
the man.
you're
They
right, bro,
shot
but it's
him.
just funny how
they're
you said
just
it.
blatantly racist. That's all that was.
But violent. I don't
But
think violence
violence-
could be stopped with peace,
Peace,
bro.
no. That's why I think those riots that happened in Minnesota during Corona for George Floyd, RIP to him, that needed to happen.
I feel like there's certain extents that can stop with peace, but with violence that's we're talking about.
I feel like the way they did that right in Minnesota didn't need to happen that way.
I'm not gonna lie, they probably overdid it,
They
like
100%
looting the
overdid it.
stores and all
Because
that.
there's
I'm not
never a
gonna
need
lie.
for violence.
But
There's never a need for any of that. But once it's there, bro, you can't match it with peace.
exactly, I don't
It's
think. Yeah,
not.
I agree.
You can't match it with peace, bro. It's not gonna stop.
I agree.
You gotta turn back up, like to let a nigga know,
Facts.
bro.
That's we're not the ones to be
Stop,
played
bro.
with that. This
Stop.
time.
Like,
Yeah.
enough is enough.
I
bro.
get it. I get it. But I mean, look at monks. That's all they do is peace. Everything about a monk is peace.
But
And
there's
they-
but there's no violence to make them. There's nothing that could rowdy them up for them to be.
They've never had. I'm almost positive I can go back and find where monks were being targeted by a different group, and they just sat there, like didn't give them the reaction that they wanted.
I
If
don't
you
know
don't
too
give
much.
someone, if you give someone the reaction that they want, they're gonna keep going at you.
But also on a flip, if you don't, certain times,
Oh, yeah,
it keeps happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
like,
that.
There's a
I'm not
slim
saying-
time, like
there is. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's definitely times where violence is needed to answer back with violence, but majority of that you can stop with peace. There is certain.
I can agree to
cer-
that to
cer-
an extent.
To an extent, there's certain times where violence is needed to show what you mean, but there's also. I feel like there's more times where you could show peace and fix the situation or make it so it's not as
Chaotic.
I think stuff that's
chaotic.
exactly.
I think
Okay, I agree
situations
to
that's
that.
more one
Because
on one.
I get what you're saying. If a dude, like if I'm being peaceful, and you just keep coming at me, and like me not giving you the reaction that you want isn't stopping you, then I'm like, all right, nigga, like
Yeah, because sometimes it like boosts their ego. So it's
Exactly.
like, but like Shamar was about to say though, the one-on-one situations are a little different.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're saying, they would have to stop,
Mhm.
and if they don't, you're gonna handle your business.
Yeah.
But race on race,
Mhm.
like population to population, that there's no way
This-
peace is gonna handle that.
Facts.
I mean,
There's no possible way.
what do you mean race on race? Like gang violence with like race,
Race,
on
what
race?
we were just talking about.
Gang violence too.
I mean, but
There's no way peace can stop gang violence.
That's not. I mean, it's happened. There's been gangs that have tied their bandanas together and become peaceful and became one.
What gang?
There in certain areas.
I've never seen
literally
that. Bro,
seen.
once blood gets spilled and then somebody
Oh,
dies,
yeah, I get that.
there's no
I-
way
I-
you're going back.
But
100%.
that's what we're talking about though.
Yeah.
When blood gets spilled.
But I mean,
That type of violence.
there's
Yeah.
history where his blood has gotten spilled, and I've seen, like, literally, and I don't remember exactly
okay,
what
like
it was.
okay, maybe these 15 squashed it with these 15.
Yeah, exactly.
But those other 5 that's in that group is still not good. So they're coming back and retaliating, or they're
I
they're
get
doing
that.
Or they
something.
plotting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All it takes is one person in that gang to start something.
I 100% get that, but it's in that aspect, it's not even really different. It's just that goes back to ignorance.
How so?
Because first of all, why are you even shooting somebody in the first place?
Bro, violence does not need to be dealt at
good
all.
question.
Like, I'm with you, bro. Like I said, I'm a peaceful, chill person.
I think that leads
There's
to a whole other
never
topic.
a
absolutely.
need for
Like,
violence.
If I accidentally hit your car, like it's a sheer accident. I don't even know who you are, and I hit your car by accident. Why are you gonna come out of the car and shoot at me? Like,
I'm
come
not
on.
gonna lie though. If somebody hits me, I might get
You gonna
like
be
type 2 though.
You get tight. Yeah.
Like I thought about that a lot of
But
times
why
when
are you
niggas
gonna
almost
get
hit
out the
me.
Nah,
car?
shooting
and
somebody
shoot
is
You almost
crazy.
took my life.
I get that, but like if it's a genuine accident, Like,
Yeah,
if they're not doing it on purpose.
Stupidity needs to be dealt with too.
But that's stupidity.
If I'm at a green light and you go on red, I'm coming out the car at you, bro.
Oh,
Probably want to fight.
That's
because you
that's
almost
stupidity.
took my life
That's
because
stupidity,
you're
though.
not looking.
They're stupid. That's not an accident. They're stupid.
That's
is different.
Well, it's a crash.
If I rear end you by accident
See, that's different.
and you get out the car like ready to kill me, like, come on now, bro. That's
Yeah.
uncalled for.
Yeah, that-
Or like remember when we were playing basketball and at Berlin and a dude I
we
was
could bring
dribbling
up so many basketball situations.
and a
Those
dude,
would be uncalled
and
for.
a dude literally smacked me in my eye and I literally lost the ball and I couldn't see out of my eye.
I do remember that.
I really wanted to like wail on him,
Yeah,
but
but-
he I was like, I get it. He went to go reach for
That's
the
what
ball
I'm
and I
saying.
ducked my
I
head.
be getting fouled hard as hell too. But like I said, I'm peaceful. I'm chill. I understand.
Yeah, but like
Mm-hmm.
it's I don't know. People just have everyone has a different mindset. Like, I have to fight this
A
dude if he
different
does.
tolerance,
I have to fight this
different
dude
pride
because
level. Pride,
Ego.
but pride is the devil, bro. Some
Absolutely.
niggas be feeling like they got bitched because they got hit on playing basketball. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, come on, you just got fouled. You
Like-
just playing basketball. Like, it's not to that, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, like it's just I don't know. There's so many levels to this conversation that
Yeah,
you can
there's
go
Yeah,
definitely
about,
there's
levels to
definitely an
that.
extent
and
to
so many
everything.
different, so many different point of views. It's like
No
what's
right answer.
really right.
Yeah, no right
Exactly.
answer.
And I mean, everyone has their thoughts on it. Like, you two obviously don't like what the fuck I think,
I
but
don't know.
there's other
Bro,
people.
I can't believe you think it's equal.
It's just that.
But I can't say you're wrong either. I really
I'm
can't.
not gonna lie. The points you was bringing up, they were valid, but like we keep saying, to an extent, there's levels to it.
Yeah,
like,
but that's why I was explaining to that extent part. Like, I was bringing up when it is to an extent where certain things are reasonable.
Yeah. You don't think, to bring up one of the things though, you said jobs are, you don't think that Dolphins coach not getting a job is like racism behind it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
So you don't think that was a
situation
racist
happened, yeah.
situation?
yeah, I do. I think there's definitely
That can happen a lot. To go to Shamar's point, that black people just don't get a job just because.
Mhm.
yeah, but I feel like that's changing because it's those old ass white owners that are 70, 80 years old that grew up in racist households where they're like, I don't want this dude as my coach because he's black.
Which is terrible.
It is terrible, but that's how they were raised, and that, I mean, eventually that's gonna change. That's why I say equal opportunities. Like, there's equal opportunities now, but it's just getting better for us later as these racist ass old people are dying off realistically.
I mean, I hope so, because there's still times of my uncle just got in a situation. I was watching him on Instagram. He was talking about the lady was pulling out and then she called him a ignorant ass black people. Like, those little ass
That's
remarks
crazy.
Yeah.
mean so much more than what you think you're
Absolutely.
saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, you can't just be calling me an ignorant black person.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. He said he was about to beat the nigga up because of what she said.
I get it.
And he started saying, "Get in the car, let's go." Like,
I get it.
the remarks are a little bit too much sometimes.
But that's just like people not having respect for each other.
That's
Also.
kind of what it comes down to.
Because
Seriously.
like, I give everyone the respect that I want to give.
No
Unless
matter
you
what
come
color.
at me crazy. Like, if you come at me crazy, like, I have people at my job. Like, I talk to everyone the same exact way, and I give people, like, if we're talking about, like, for example, like, I had two people that came in my job 2 days ago, and she was wearing a Twitch sweater, and I asked, like, when you get the Twitch sweater, and it was just a regular ass phone activation that I was doing.
yeah.
But, you know, it was something that I noticed, and that's something I enjoy, so I started talking to them more. You build more relationships as the more, like, you see...
Relation.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like,
Relatable stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's times where I get people... And
With
it's-
attitudes?
It's really old white people. It's just what it is.
It's true.
And I literally... Like, I'll never forget this. This was when I was working in the warehouse, when I first, like, started at Best Buy. I go outside. There was a curbside pickup. Go outside, and I get the whole COVID thing, right? You don't want to roll down your window. I just asked, hey, can I see your code? Like, I said it loud enough where I'm pretty sure she heard me. She had no music playing. And she just looked at me. And I'm like, I need to see the code or I'm not releasing you the product.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't roll down a window. She didn't open her trunk or anything. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go back inside. I'm not standing out here waiting for you. It was cold.
Yeah. But it's just...
And then hold on, and then she releases it and does it again. I'm pretty sure she was expecting a different person to come out. Me again, surprise, motherfucker. I go back out there, and same thing. And she finally is like, you could see it like, and she finally shows me the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, where do you want it? Like,
Yeah.
do you want me to
Yeah.
open your back door and put it there, or do you want me to hand it to you or put it in your trunk?
But those,
I put it in her trunk, right? I walk away, and she's like, fuck you, hard R. And I'm like, I turn
Damn.
around, I said, whoa.
Bro,
Like,
but those-
I came at you with nothing but respect.
that's a sign of no equal opportunity. Regardless if it's like not getting, that's not fair for you to have to
It's-
deal with that just because of what color
Absolutely.
you are.
I get that. But that also...
That happens a lot.
It does,
Like
but-
I was telling Shamar, bro, I was dead walking out of a museum for Tai's. He got picked
Yeah.
for the art thing, whatever.
Mhm.
Bro, I'm walking out of a museum. There's a white lady in front of me. She's going to her car, and we're going to the car. But it's right next to each other. Bro, she looked back like 6 times, like looking
Yeah.
at me. Like I'm about to do something to her because I'm walking the same way as
I
her.
get
like,
that,
bro.
but
If it was a white person, she's not saying
No,
that.
no,
I
no,
ain't
no,
gonna lie,
but
bro.
hold on,
That's
hold on.
not
But
fair
that
just
also
because
goes
of
back
looks.
to that also goes back to the way black people portray themselves with other like gang violence and
That's
Robert,
that's
why?
white. That's how
But-
what white people
but
do.
no, no, no,
not
Exact-
black
but even
people.
still, like if I see a
But
fucking
that's just a perception that
but
TV
she-
or
not-
internet
not
puts
even,
out.
But if
Because-
she's taking if that's like
It was broad daylight.
I get that. You could still get robbed in broad daylight. Don't say you can't.
I'm gonna
don't
rob her
don't
in
say
broad-
you can't.
Bro, I'm wearing a
Don't
turtleneck
say
and-
you
I'm wearing a
cannot
turtleneck
rob
and Air
someone in broad
Forces.
daylight.
Bro.
Answer my question.
Bro,
Can you Can you answer my question?
in front of
Answer my
a
question.
whole museum
Answer
of people?
my question.
Bro,
Can you get robbed in
anything is
broad daylight?
possible.
Girl, though?
Hold on. It doesn't matter.
Anything is possible.
Bro, I seen a video of a dude getting in an Uber, sitting in the front seat, and say, "Give me everything in your pocket," with this girl in the back seat.
No, I know. That's what you're talking about. That was fake.
I seen that video too.
That was
Like, come
fake.
on.
I see, bro. It's possible, but bro, that's like
It's
you're
very unlikely.
stereotyping
It's
me
so-
because
yeah,
of
exactly.
that's not fair.
That's
It's not. It's not.
That's
but
not
you
fair.
Can't, you can't. I mean, you can't say that we've never stereotyped a white person just because of the way they look.
But we're not gonna act
But not
different
to
towards
that
them.
point.
Yeah,
Not to
Yeah,
that-
I get that.
I can
So-
be
I
like,
get
yo,
that.
she's white and blonde, she's dumb. But I'm not
that's-
gonna go up to her and be like, do you know 2 + 2? Like, why would I do that? That's not fair for me to
Nah.
do.
I
Yeah.
get that, but there are people that will do that.
Bro,
That's not fair.
the
It's
looks,
not.
yo,
People should not look at you and be like,
exactly.
why you're talking to them,
Bro.
because you're black, bro. That's not
The
tough.
looks I be getting at my job, a 6'4" black nigga with dreads. Bro, the looks
Skinny
I
as
be,
hell.
the looks white people be
Walking
giving
Slim
me,
Jim.
bro.
Bro, it's not-
crazy, bro.
For what?
And it's just to the point where it's just like I'm used to it at this point. Like I'll look at him dead
Yeah.
back in their face and keep it
I
pushing.
get
Like
that.
I don't
like,
even.
like,
Oh.
bro.
But it's just crazy
The
to me.
stereotype thing again.
Yeah,
we'll
it's-
go up there. Remember when we was walking in the hill? We were walking in the trail, and we said hi to those people. Do you remember the guy's face?
No, I was in front of him.
Do you remember the guy and the girl that was walking?
Yeah, but
and we were
she
like,
was in front
"Hello."
of me.
Do you remember how they looked?
Yeah.
Or how the
I don't
vibe
remember how
felt?
they- yeah,
bro,
the vibe was
because
weird.
it's like, bro, they don't expect us to have manners. They don't expect us to say
Exactly,
hello.
but
That's not
that-
fair,
because one group of people ruin it for everyone else, and that goes with
Nah.
That's- no.
it's not. Fair. I'm not.
No.
It's not fair. It's 100% not fair. But you can't say that with all the shootings and everything like that it doesn't ruin the perception of us, for example.
But the weird part about that is, I may be wrong, but this statistic, but white people partake in majority of the shootings in America, as compared to black people. So then, if I'm right about that, then that goes back to the perception that is put on TV of black people to white people.
yeah, that's just that.
That's where it's unfair and where the opportunity is not fair.
I mean, the violence that. So you hear about more gang violence and everything because it's more of like
That's what's brought to
unknown shooter so and so. They're like, in a sense, they're portraying it because they're one, trying to find the person, right, and two, it's happening in like neighborhood communities, like regular neighborhood communities.
Yeah.
When white people do it, I mean, majority of it's in big ass crowds and big ass like school shootings, for example.
Which is worse to you?
The
So
school
why
shooting.
don't we
Exactly.
start looking back at them when they're behind
So
us?
I mean, why don't you?
Because I'm not scared.
Yeah.
They do that because they're scared.
Yeah.
Of
So
our
what does
color
that? So what
and
does
the
that
way
stem
we're
back
built,
to,
bro.
So what does that stem back to?
No equality. There's that. Wait, what? What are you
That-
trying to say?
Of them being scared. What does that stem back to?
It goes back to the stereotype. I'm not saying your
Stereotyping in their
stereotyping is wrong.
perspective,
I'm
almost.
not, I'm
What do you
not
think it
saying
goes
the
back to?
stereotype is wrong.
Wait, why are you trying to? What are you trying to say?
The reason I asked that is because I think the reason white people are scared is because they know what their ancestors did in the past. So they already have a sub.
I don't think that's
Sub.
the case.
I don't think
what's
it has
the
to do
word?
with what the
I-
other
Hold on,
people
hold on, let me
actually
finish.
did.
They already have a subconscious
Yeah, they're-
thought or feeling of what we might think about them. When
Nah,
our
I don't
reality
think that's the case.
at this point is just like, y'all did what y'all did. It is what it is. But they're scared.
I think they're scared because they know what we can be capable of.
That too,
And
yeah.
what they heard that we've done before.
Yeah, but granted, you kind of have to take that into consideration in a sense, because if you're, say for example, you walk into, I don't know, like a fucking, I don't know, like somewhere, say for example, if they took all like the big like school shooters, for example, and you walk into the room and you know they're capable of killing you,
Mhm.
you're gonna have some type of fear. You're gonna be scared.
How many white people did we go to school with?
A lot.
I've never was once scared. Even when we had that scare of the nigga saying he was gonna do it. Bro, I'm not.
I remember that.
Like, come on.
We were at
I'm
UConn for
not
that.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember
not
that.
walking around no halls, no
I get
place
that.
scared
I get
because
that.
of
I get that, but
what I
that's-
know people can
Yeah.
do. Cause,
But is that, were you raised to be scared?
no.
Exactly.
But listen, if
What do you mean by that?
like
Like-
he's saying they're raised to like think
Oh, okay.
black people are.
Okay, I see.
You know
Like
what I mean?
going back down on the stereotype.
Yeah, no, I get what you're
And some
saying.
people
That's true,
break that
bro. That's
stereotype, like
no, that's very
rob.
true. Yeah,
Rob.
Okay.
it's like you only know what you're taught.
Exactly.
But then into a way, it's like you have to only go with your experience too.
Exactly, but
if you go to black
but
people and
some-
they're not doing nothing, then what are you
But some
still
people,
acting
but
a way?
they don't take that into consideration.
That's
Why?
their fault.
That's their fault.
That's
exactly.
That's being ignorant then.
Absolutely. I'm not saying they're not ignorant.
I'm just saying.
That's ignorance. That's a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's just. It's just.
I'm not saying this like they don't stereotype. I'm not saying that at all.
Because
but-
of our color, though, bro.
Yeah, because of what other people have done with our skin type, skin color, that they, if that never happened, I don't think that would be a stereotype.
No,
Bro, I think so.
I don't agree with that. To the,
Why
I
not?
don't.
Why
I
don't-
don't fully
why don't
agree
you-
with that. I don't
Bro,
fully
they're-
agree with
If,
that.
if a black person never shot a gun in his life, the black community as a whole, ever, committed zero crimes, why would they be scared of us?
Bro, just the way
I
we're
gave my answer a
built.
few seconds ago.
Just the way we're built, bro. Like, imagine a whole group of us, 10 of us, are coming down. Just the way we're built and just like the way we act, and it's like intimidating energy. To be so honest with you,
I
You
get
don't
that.
think so?
I get that, but when we went to New York City, remember when we were walking down that street in DC, there was like 30 black niggas in
Oh,
front of a
yeah.
store.
yeah.
I was with y'all, but y'all told me about
That's
that.
that's not like it's intimidating, but it's like we've dealt with it before, so we can do
Exactly.
it. But that's not
hold on,
intimidating
but
energy.
we it is 100%.
Just off not even
I get
knowing
that.
them.
I get that. But if you you can, for example, you can go in a predominantly white community and they can have that same thing. And granted, you're not going to be scared of it, but other black people may. It's just
I feel like it's different though. I
It's-
feel like we're not really scared of them for what they are or what they look like. We're like more so trying to fit in. You know what I mean? Because I feel like every time we go, it's like, okay, act normal or act casual or make sure you carry yourself in a different way.
okay.
Which
so
is stupid.
I have a great example for that. When I did the insurance in Hartford, Elijah Yap, his brother was like, act normal.
Yeah.
Because I mean, granted, you're in a professional situation. Even if there's black people there, you have to act professional. It just
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I get that. Where you're supposed to, act professional in the circumstances, or act casual or whatever. But there's a time and a place for everything the way you're acting, and
For sure.
we have
Yeah.
Etiquette, yeah, for sure.
we as a black community have a hard time of controlling that.
But the thing is that when they say
Person to
act
person.
normal,
Person to person,
Yes.
for sure.
but when he's saying act normal, did he mean
Like act
professional normal
like act
or act
professional.
up to par of what a white person should think you should act like?
Just act professional.
I think that's what we think
I
of.
think that's what it is.
what.
Act normal to what white people expect us to be, or not even expect us to
But I
be.
mean, what do you
White people
think
we should
what-
how white people
no,
think we should act.
What do you think act professional means?
I mean,
What do you think it means? If someone
Manners.
says
professional
if-
manners,
exactly.
yeah,
Manners.
respectful. Show that you know how to talk, communicate
Exactly.
well.
So
Great
if-
people. I think that's professional.
Okay. And if you're going to an event, right,
Mhm.
not even correlating to that last one, but if you're going to an event and it's a professional event, you're not going to go wearing sweatpants, right?
No,
Oh yeah, dressing. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's a part of your dress code. Is definitely a part of being professional.
And just because that's something that white people do all the time, that's what you expect them to expect them to see you as.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Like,
What
because
do you
you're
mean?
saying act professional as the way the white person sees it, but isn't that the way the white person sees it either way? As with with what you just said as your definition of acting professional. Your definition of acting professional is probably the same exact definition that a white person will give.
But okay, I see what you're saying.
It would. But so then, why is it like? Why, when we do act that way, it's like, oh my God, they could act this way. Or
because not too many people do it.
So surprising.
Because not too many people do it.
Like, I literally will go up to like kids our age that are white, say I don't know them, they'll be like, trying to act all like, what's good? Like, but then it's like, okay, so I talk to you back regular. Then it's like, oh, now you can talk how you want. Like,
because
don't view me as just, don't try to act ghetto around me just because of how I look. That's weird, bro. That's weird.
It absolutely goes back to the stereotype.
That's weird,
It's very weird. I'm not disagreeing with you.
That's
but there's
so weird.
also, for me, I look at it in all point of views. That's why I feel like my opinion on a lot of things is completely different from a lot of people's, because I think out of it at all aspects. That's why
I think of it that way too.
Yeah.
Well, I think of it most logical, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not always logic in people's point of views, and that's what.
But then I also have a lot of understanding as well.
Yeah, that's where that's exactly what I was going to say. That's where you have to have understanding.
Yeah,
and not to bash you, but that you don't have a lot of understanding from different point of views. You just think of it as the black man.
Yeah, you're very biased.
Well, if we're talking, okay, the understanding part, where do you get your understanding from?
Just realize
different experiences.
I realize it just from knowing that people are not all the same.
That too.
Like
I've been in enough situations.
Aren't the same.
My internship, for example, I was literally in a group full of professional. It wasn't even like they were white, but they weren't like white America white. They were like Spaniard, like the white skin, but they weren't white. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Like Latinos.
Yeah. And literally they dress professionally to work every day. They talk to you with manners and respect. And then that's where I just have multiple experiences with different cultural groups where I know where to expect, like, not even really expect, just how to be professional in almost every situation that I've been in. And I've used that for my everyday life when I'm having a regular conversation with someone that I don't know, where I'm being respectful from them off the rip, unless I get that attitude. Even that lady that I was talking about, she was being an asshole, but I still gave her respect, even though I shouldn't have, because she didn't give me respect. But you never know who's watching. That's how I think of it.
I just know,
because for example, if I have someone at my desk at my job that's being a dickhead to me, and it's happened, like I've had customers that were dickheads, and the next customer I help is a multimillionaire. Man, then we start talking. Like tomorrow, there's a dude coming that I was helping, and he owns a car dealership, and he wants like me and Yap to. He was talking to me, and he was like, "I need someone to run my social media team." Imagine if I came up to him being an asshole, that would have never even been discussed.
For sure.
True.
So you never know who you're talking to, and you never know who you're around. But in that situation where I'm getting disrespected, I'm still gonna give you respect because it's just who I am. But
I get that, but I don't think that really ties back to understanding, though.
Yeah, that kind of doesn't.
No. I'm just saying, like, I've had enough experiences where I know. Yeah. You never know who's really watching.
Well, this is the thing. You could say you're saying you've had enough experiences, but how do you know what enough experiences is? Because you could just say that. Like, I could say I know basketball, but how do I really know that I know basketball? Like, you know what I mean?
By proving it. I mean, like, I've been in situations where I can, like, in that event, I would go up to talk to someone, and they're like, "Oh, you're really, how old are you?" And I tell them how old I'm. Like, "You're really knowledgeable and respectful, for your age." And
dude, boy, hold on.
And it was a black man that was a drone company that I was talking to. It wasn't no. I know exactly where you were going.
Let him say it. Let him say it. Let him say it. At least. Let him say it. Why are you laughing? Go say it. I know exactly where you were coming from. That hold on was funny.
Nah, I was just gonna say, like, all right, you could go up to somebody, talk to him, and it could be like, dang, you're really respectful for your age. But how could they really know if you're knowledgeable or understanding without having a full conversation with them about multiple topics? You could talk about one thing and be like, oh yeah,
it's literally about what you're talking about, the subject. Obviously, if I'm talking to you about a certain subject, you're gonna say I'm knowledgeable about that subject. if I talk about something else, they're like, oh, this person isn't knowledgeable about this subject. So that's where it comes into. I was very knowledgeable about drones, so that's why he said I was a very knowledgeable individual.
The reason I asked that was because a few minutes ago you said, when you said you're not bashing me, I didn't take it personal, but I'm a argument back. You said, what did you say? You said you wasn't bashing me, but I'm not too.
You're very biased.
I'm very biased.
Yes.
Okay. The reason that I have for my biasness, though, is that bad reasoning?
I don't even understand what you just said.
So when we was talking about all the racism and the different topics we was just talking about, the reasoning and the evidence I had towards it, how could that be biased if it's true?
Has it happened to you?
For the majority.
Has it happened to you?
What we was talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the time? Enough to be, besides people looking at you crazy?
What?
All the other stuff being pulled over. And
Yes.
It's happened to me a lot.
Yes.
But I also I'm not biased. It happened to me a lot. Yeah. But I don't say he's biased. I think you're just like one-sided. Like you only look at what you think is right.
That's exactly bias. That's what bias means.
But bias.
So then we're using the wrong word then.
Yeah, because bias is more so like, okay, I'm saying this because I like this. It could be, I guess, biased to your own perspective.
Yeah, exactly. You're biased about your opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think it's
I
like...
disagree, but I don't want to keep talking about it at this point. Just like whatever.
No, you could disagree, but I disagree with your disagreement. Because, bro, you definitely are so one-sided. I just feel like you don't ever look at the other side of how people think.
That goes about a lot of things.
I know he's about to say the Bible.
Exactly.
He was gonna say it. That was his first word.
I can say the same thing back to your perspective, though.
No, it's not, because when I talk to you about it, I'd be like, yeah, you're right about that. But I understand.
Though,
realistically
though, it's only us three who've gotten deep into that topic.
That's not true. We've had those conversations with
Rob and Johnny. Okay.
I had a dream about this.
But that's a small amount. If we was to talk to more people, you will get more.
Absolutely. Well, it's just more people, more results.
So you can't only use those situations and say that's what it is then.
No, but I've known you so long to the point where
argue with you so
much that I know that
you
you're
can
biased.
Be so wrong and still be like, but I still don't think so.
Exactly.
But I
still don't think so. That's not true. You cannot say
but I still just don't understand. Like there's been a lot of situations.
If I'm giving good reasoning, you can't say that my reasoning is wrong.
What if somebody's giving you better reasoning?
What about if I'm giving you factual evidence? If I'm giving you factual evidence?
For example, dinosaurs.
He started clapping because he's about to talk about it.
Okay, example, dinosaurs. If you're talking about factual evidence,
argument,
you can't say that's always factual.
Hold on. Your argument about dinosaurs is that how do you know that the government didn't put bones in the ground for people to dig up? Why wasn't
No. That's the only one you remember. That's not the only argument I had.
What was the other argument?
That
it wasn't in the Bible. Right, but anyways,
we're not about to have this conversation.
That it wasn't in the Bible. Whatever. But anyways, there's literally factual evidence, scientific proven evidence that it is stated that dinosaurs lived so many years ago because science proves that the time dates back to that. Even with the tree ring conversation.
Like I just said, we're not talking about this. Because
but that goes back to the biased opinion. That goes back to the biased opinion. You're very biased about the Bible. And you don't believe in other aspects of the world.
And he's very just
like I always say, scientists also say that we came from fucking monkeys.
Evolution.
I could say you're biased to that too. Right or wrong?
Absolutely.
What are we talking about then?
But you're so biased about multiple things. Everyone has a biased opinion. He has a biased opinion about LeBron. Am I wrong?
No, he can't say that, but then say something about facts.
I went back and watched that episode.
It sounded so damn stupid. Listen. He can't sit here and say there's facts about dinosaurs, but then when I bring facts up about LeBron being one way, he says it's biasness.
Hold on.
You can't do that.
But there's also facts proving that it isn't true about other situations that we were talking about.
There can't be facts of two things on one subject.
Why can't there?
How can there be a fact showing that one thing is this way and then it's not that way on the same topic?
And that argument that we had about LeBron, you were talking about career 3-point percentage when I was only talking about the bubble season and this season about his 3-point percentage.
Also, you guys was all over the place with their
Bad Take podcast. He said LeBron can't shoot.
Yes. And I was...
Because I'm not going back. Listen,
We're
he's
not going
doing
back.
dinosaurs, and I'm not doing LeBron.
Anyway,
But listen, don't let you can't say something about facts and then say I'm biased to LeBron.
You can't say you're not biased to LeBron.
I'm not.
Let's just end it here. I think the word bias was the wrong word to use.
I said that's why I said one-sided. Your perspective is one-sided.
Okay, that's yeah.
Which is only your side, which shows you don't understand.
Which means
like you're not understanding.
Bias though.
Exactly. So how was that the wrong fucking word?
Hold on. We're gonna search.
Listen, I think bias
right
is
now.
more so okay. I have a relationship to this person, so I think this person is better, even if facts prove different. I think that's what bias is.
And that's not what he does sometimes?
I guess he does do that, but I say no matter what he says, even if he's wrong, he just thinks he's
prejudice.
Therefore, he is very biased on his opinion.
Prejudice.
I did say that. I did say he was biased to his opinion.
Prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person or group compared with another, usually in a way considered to be unfair. So that, yeah, we are using the wrong word in the conversation of evolution versus Bible, because based off the definition, I'm not being unfair.
You're not being understanding.
Okay, that's a different word. That's different. If you're saying you're not understanding, yeah. If you're saying I'm biased, you can't use that word.
You're one-sided to the Bible.
Because
meaning that he is.
But we're not going to connect them, because just don't connect them.
He's
just
trying to connect bias and understand.
Just say one-sided.
It's not the same
I'm
thing.
telling you, just say one-sided. You're one-sided to the
Bro,
Bible.
we just read the definition. I could search up understanding. Hold on. What's the definition of understanding?
If
we gotta get down to the gritty of it.
is. If you don't understand, nigga. Come on now.
Perceive the intended meaning of words or language of a speaker.
And obviously,
you don't
interpret or view something in a particular way.
Yes. You don't understand that other people can look at things in a different way.
So he can't either then.
I mean, I know I do. We were all talking for ourselves.
If we're talking about the Bible evolution situation, then that means you're not understanding either.
I'm not saying that I wasn't. It's a biased opinion on that thing, but I'm
overall. He's saying he can hear other sides. Of
exactly,
things,
but in certain topics, I'm going to be biased to what I think. Everyone's like that. You can't say everyone doesn't have a biased opinion on something. Just that doesn't make sense.
You just said everyone is biased to something, right?
Yeah.
So what were we talking about for the past 10 minutes then?
That you don't ever make that voice again. First of all, don't ever make that voice. That was bad. That was bad. Don't ever make that voice again. Don't ever make that. Did you see his face?
you're stupid. He is cheddar cheese.
Shabbat does not understand.
Once he starts laughing, his veins go too short. That's how you know he's over with. He's done.
So, yeah, Shabbat. I was saying that you're a very biased individual on your opinion. That's what we were talking about the last 10 minutes.
Not just one thing.
And it's multiple things.
All right, man. Whatever.
Yeah, listen. Listen,
everyone has a biased opinion on something. You're just more biased than other people on multiple opinions.
Yeah, listen, it's okay, bro.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. If you don't think so, that's also your opinion. You have the right to it.
I guess go ahead, say it. He's about to say it. Go ahead, say it. I'm biased. I'm biased.
Very biased to his opinion. Am I wrong?
Yo, listen.
Am I wrong?
I'm not doing right or wrongs right now, bro.
Answer that question for me.
Can't pick sides.
Yo, it's too hot for me to keep laughing.
Listen. To switch it up to the last thing, bro, we could wrap this up soon. Let's do a couple would you rathers.
Yeah, I say we ended on the would you rathers.
Yeah, for this episode 3, man, we were looking at some would you rathers. Probably some insightful ones. You had some good ones.
Yeah, I don't even know where my phone is.
Didn't it fall to the right? Yeah, so we're going to do some would you rathers to wrap this thing up. Let us know what you think, obviously. Like, comment. Let somebody know about this podcast. Tune in.
Absolutely.
And love is love always.
So, which one should I don't know. The book one? I think the book one was pretty good.
Listen, you do, but you also said... Didn't you say you had one too?
I think I did.
Yeah, all right, so while Shabbat's fucking looking for it, I'm gonna give you my would you rather.
Yeah.
It's which book would you rather have?
Make sure you listen too.
So you were taking here. It's a Reddit post. It's not my question. It's just a very good question.
I gotta take this do-rag off, my boy.
Absolutely. So it's which book would you rather have? You're taken to the back of an enchanted library where a custodian brings you a dusty bookshelf and sits 6 mystical texts. And
Say only 3 of them.
yeah,
Just so it's easier for the viewers.
so, I mean, the 3 that I would really go off of are the Book of Secrets, the Book of Tongues, and the Book of Cosmos. And to describe what they are, the Book of Secrets is a book that reveals all hidden things in the world, conspiracies, treasure, artifacts, and secrets.
To stop. That got to be next. Conspiracy theories.
That's a good one.
Somebody hit me up and said that's what we need to start talking
That's
about.
a good one.
So we're
Niggas don't
gonna
want to get me on now.
we're gonna get to that. You asked for it. You know who you was.
Next episode?
Conspiracy theories. Yeah,
Next
but
episode?
we have to make sure we're like excited enough to know.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
it
talking
might be.
So
it
I'm gonna
might-
come with facts then.
Say less.
It might be a special guest episode too,
Say less.
because I know a
I
few
said
people.
we get that man Zape on here for that.
All right, so the second book was the Book of Tongues, and it's just pretty much every language that was ever spoken. Once you read the book, you know everything about every language.
Yes.
You can read, write, and
lastly,
Understand?
you have the Book of Cosmos, and pretty much what it is, it explains the functions of the universe from its conception, detailing, and of all the galaxies and planets, and other life forms, quantum mechanics, and other celestial bodies. Me personally, I think I'm going with the Cosmos book.
does that? It sounds
I
like
knew you was gonna say that.
a Doctor Strange abilities.
I mean, it's not even that. It's just you understand space.
My bad. Movie of the year, by the way.
I don't know.
Doctor
No,
Strange.
let me watch it first.
Oh my
let me watch
God.
It. I heard a lot of people say they're gassing it up
It's
more
a
than it
very
should
good
be.
No.
movie.
they're not gassing
I don't know if
I
about
heard-
movie of the year.
What you thought about it? Side note.
It's a very good movie.
Do you-
Great movie. It's not movie of the year,
You don't think so?
bro. It's May.
Yeah, I heard there
Come
was some
back to
dry
me at-
spots.
It's about to drop.
Come
I
back
heard
to
there
me
was
at
some
the
dry spots.
Come, I got Apple Care, Best Buy. You know, come back to me at the end of the year with that question.
Okay,
and
got you.
I'll answer that.
I got you. I got
But,
you.
To go to your book, you said you'll do Cosmos.
Yeah, I just feel like there's so much lacking knowledge about space, and to have all that knowledge, honestly, there's so many possibilities that you could do with it.
I'm definitely going tongues.
Okay,
I feel like language is like a sign of intelligence, to be honest with you.
absolutely.
So if you have every single one, come on up.
I get it. I get it.
I agree with Zay. The reason I agree with you too is because over time there was so many languages in the world. So just
Absolutely.
imagine how many languages were lost.
Absolutely.
So if you knew every language, and the thing too, what I realized too with about language, words differ over time from language and over
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely.
So if you know every language and every different slang, I guess you could say, you could have ultimate knowledge with that.
Yeah,
You
Exactly.
can learn so much with
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you know what the reason why I said Cosmos,
Mm-hmm.
if you space is like, it's not going to be fully understood ever. I feel like it's just not going to be a
Mm-hmm.
thing. There's so much space, just in general. Knowing all of that just by reading a book, and not even just space in general, other life forms, other like quantum mechanics, that's like space travel. Like,
Yeah.
if you know all that shit, you have unlimited power realistically. Because I can travel over there, get everything I want, and everyone's gonna want to come. $1 million a ride.
Well, how would
Come
you-
on now?
How would you know that there's something or species over there?
Because I know everything about space.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So leave your thoughts down in the comments on that.
Wait. Shamar got one.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm just saying for that one.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just leave your thoughts on the in the comments about that one.
What was the third one again? You said it was Cosmos, Tongues,
And secrets.
And secrets.
I thought about picking that one.
Secrets is
All
kind
the
of cool.
secrets of life,
There's so many
conspiracy
secrets.
theories, and things that are not said.
Yeah.
You're like a diary, a
Literally.
human diary
Yeah,
to the world.
That one is a
Yeah.
good one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's not only just world secrets, it's every secret.
Yeah, exactly. This is crazy.
So that means that's people's deepest secrets too.
Exactly.
Nah, I wouldn't want to know that.
Why
Some people
wouldn't you?
got some weird deepest secrets.
You're gonna judge them off that though.
That too, yeah. You want to go? You want me to go?
But now you go. I'm still looking, to be honest with you. Unless we do the one
Alright.
that I seen on TikTok.
I say we do that one.
All right, let's go.
That's fine.
Go.
I got this one off Reddit too. It says, "Would you rather be on death row for a crime you didn't
I
commit,
just seen that one.
and the most important person in your life is free, but they committed a crime, or be free, but the most important person in your life is on death row for a crime you committed?"
That I committed. Ooh. That's tough.
So vice
Super
versa.
tough.
That is super tough. It's my life. I want to live it. I'm not staying in jail.
I'm with him,
I agree.
but at the same time,
It ain't right. I'm not saying it's right.
I take it back.
I'm not sitting in a cell by myself for the rest of my life.
I
Because
was-
death row, you're by yourself.
Yeah. No, isn't death row when they kill you?
Yeah, but you're by yourself in your cell
Oh,
for
okay.
23 hours.
20,
23?
23 hours,
hours.
and you're in there sometimes for 20, 30 years. You could die before you even get executed.
I don't know. It would just sound crazy because I'm gonna say my mom. It would sound crazy to make her sit in jail for something
would
like
be,
that.
absolutely. But
So
like,
it's like
I would say it depends on the circumstances and the situation it
nah.
was.
what circumstance could switch what you think?
Yeah, honestly.
You're right.
It's either you committed it or she did.
Yeah.
You in jail or she is.
Well, then it depends on the person and the relationship I have with them.
Whoever's the most important. Nigga. That's also you.
There could be important people in your life that you
It's
don't have
the
a
most
relationship
The
with.
most.
It's the most.
Whoever, it don't even gotta be your mom. That it could be the most important. I would just say, if
Listen,
she was
It's
to
a tough
ask,
question then.
I think just trying to be like a protector to her, I would say yes. But if she was to even answer, she would tell me she'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's the
So-
same thing for my mom.
Yeah. So that mean each person will think the same way for the next person. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're saying you'll do it for your mom, but your mom will do it for you. so,
Exactly. Yeah.
but-
True.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But realistically, I wouldn't.
What? Yeah, like
I
I, feel
wouldn't
like,
be able to sit there, bro.
I don't know. The way my life is currently, I couldn't. I really couldn't.
Yeah.
So just imagine the people that went to jail for crimes they didn't commit.
There's actually a few that are being.
crazy.
There's a dude that got released last year about it. The one that said that she committed.
Such unlawful and unfair equality.
That
right?
was what? How long ago though? Come on now.
Just saying.
Yo,
just to
come
bring it
on
back
now.
Yeah, I
up.
ever heard about the Central Park situation with the 5 teenagers?
No.
Yeah, I seen
Y'all
the,
seen
I
the
seen
Netflix documentary?
I seen it, but it was too like a. I don't know. I don't know. I usually can watch everything, but I didn't really like want to watch that one.
That one was crazy. I ain't
I
gonna
don't
lie
watch
to
that
you.
one.
Them dudes got out when they were 30 and 40. From teenagers to 30
Yeah,
and
exactly.
40.
Which is so crazy, bro.
Very
So
crazy.
the guy that runs Sweetwater downtown. That's what happened to him.
Yeah, yep.
You know about?
Mhm.
He be driving that nice car. It's just not fair, bro. Even if you give me $1 million, you took 20 years of my life,
I
bro.
don't think money could compensate for
It can't.
the years I've lost.
Because then you come out
Yeah.
and you're just so lost at it
Yeah.
at the same time. But all right, so there's this guy on TikTok. What's his name? Myron. I think that's how you say it. It could just be Myron with a bunch of M's and N's.
Probably.
But yeah, he has some pretty good would you rather's. So I'm gonna take this one right here. It's either this one or this one. I'm gonna go with this one.
Yeah, I think that one.
Would you rather be able to speed up or reverse the aging process on anyone or anything you touch? You can alter the age by up to a year instantly, but in return, you immediately get 5 days older each time you use this power. Or would you rather have psychokinesis? You can control anything up to 1,000 pounds, but each time you use it, you lose one important memory from your life that you can never get back. All right, what?
That's a crazy one.
What are y'all doing? Age something, lose 5 days, like what he said.
I'm going with the first one, simply because black don't crack. Simple as
You
that.
did not just say that. Oh my god.
Simple as that.
Hey, you ain't wrong.
He said black don't crack.
Y'all see Coach Shaw? Yeah.
Listen, I'm not
That
even
man
gonna lie.
look like he 30, man.
I'm gonna play the question one more time though.
Would you rather be able to speed up or reverse the aging process on anyone or anything you touch? You can
Anyone or anything
Thing
you touch.
alter the age by up to a year instantly, but in return, you immediately get 5 days older each time you use this power. Or would you rather have psychokinesis? You can control anything up to 1,000 pounds, but each time you use it, you lose one important memory from your life that you can never get back. All right.
Nah, I'm going with the first one, like I said.
You move.
I'm going with the second one.
Move
You lose
psych-
you lose memories no matter what. As the older
But the
you get.
next
said
one you
the-
create or the latest.
But then he say like one of the most important memories.
No, so like just important memories as you go on. Every time you use the power, I don't have to use the fucking power. I can only lift up to 1,000 pounds. How often are you gonna lift 1,000 pounds? To lose, for example, if I'm doing it 3 times, to lose 3 memories, like
3 important memories though.
how important? Like
You can just create another one.
exactly, memories are meant to be created and destroyed. To create better ones.
I guess from that
some are meant to
perspective, yeah.
some are meant to be kept though.
Absolutely.
Listen, I think I'm going with the first one though.
I just don't
Why?
like. Why do I want to age 5 days every time I want to?
You can
But think
age
about how
something
much
forward
age is-
or,
But
or
why
back.
why would you do that though?
But you
Because
aging
you keep
5
it
days is
relevant.
nothing though.
Huh?
Like right now, at our age, aging 5 days is nothing.
Yeah, but how? I mean,
Every time you
I
use
feel
the
like
power?
if you use it, if you use that power more often than I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say you use it 3 times in one day. That's
Oh.
15 days. That's
Well-
2 weeks.
Okay, I could argue this. You get so. Let's say you use the power for the first time, the one you chose. Let's say I'm laying here. I don't feel like getting up to get a cup of water. I use my mind, pick up the cup of water.
No,
I may
because
wait-
I
Hold on,
know
let me
it's
finish.
gonna make me lose the memory.
me-
I won't do that.
Let me finish. You could get so comfortable using the power to the point where
He has no memory.
instead of using it for something good, you'll just use it nonchalantly every time.
I mean,
That's
but
because you
like,
get
pretty
too
true.
comfortable using it.
It's pretty true.
I don't think like if I know I'm gonna keep losing memories, why I'm gonna use it nonchalantly.
Because it's something that's so
So-
useful.
Convenient.
But that's just me. Like other people may think of that way, but I'm not gonna use my power to lift up a fucking water bottle 2 feet in front of me.
I'm just okay. Just asking.
I hear
Or
you.
Some people will use
Yeah,
that.
imagine
shit.
being
'Cause
able
they're
to.
bozos.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine to be able to age your mom.
Why would you want to age your mom a
No,
year?
make her
Down.
Make her.
I thought it was only
Younger.
a forward.
No.
No,
Or
it's a backward.
make her-
Anything.
But you age 5 years older.
I mean, still, I just feel like I'm not going to use the second power enough to really where I'm going to lose all my memories. You're
I
not
think it's
supposed
pretty cool.
You're not,
Teach his own.
you're not supposed to live it. You're not supposed to live forever. That's how I think about it.
You're not supposed to live forever.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to live longer.
Absolutely, but granted, as you clock her age down, you're going to be going up in age. Granted, it's only 5 days, but 5 days adds up.
But imagine you see her when
Wait.
she was 18.
That's weird.
Nah, that is weird.
How is that weird?
Why do you say it like that? Though?
You guys don't want to know how you guys' parents was when they were younger.
I thought about that. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
actually have I don't know if it's just me then. I have interest in it.
I mean,
Like,
it's
just-
cool.
Well,
Like
I've seen a
knowing
I wouldn't want to. Nah.
I've seen a
knowing
photo of
why
my-
they are the way they are today. You have to see,
see, okay.
earlier. So
I
it's
see.
like, okay, how were you?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
I
I'm not
seen a
gonna
That is
photo
cool.
of my dad when he was 14. I was like, damn, that shit's actually kind
Damn,
of.
his forehead ain't big as mine.
But imagine chilling with your 14-year-old dad.
Yeah, that would be.
You don't think that would be
cool.
tough?
It would
like,
be, but, like-
you really understand how he is.
Why
at
today?
But, like-
44 and 14.
But why is he like that? Would just just too weird to me. I do not want to see someone that's I know for my entire life that's older than me. Granted,
But you don't know
I don't-
their entire life.
I do. You're right.
That's-
but that's imagine clock it back like
Nah,
your dad.
I don't.
to
I don't think it's
14.
weird though.
It's
because
not weird.
I seen that movie on Netflix with what's his name? I forgot his
Adam,
name.
the Adam,
Yes.
the Deadpool person.
He came back and
That movie was tough.
Yeah, that movie was
I don't know
tough. He
what
was
movie
hanging
that
out
is.
with his older self.
I mean,
That's pretty.
The
cool.
one where he came back in the
in the spaceship.
It's like Adam
22 or no?
No, Adam Run.
Said Adam
Adam.
22.
what? Anyway,
Something Adam.
I just me personally, I think that would be weird for me. So I wouldn't want to do it. But
That's to each his own for sure. But
Yeah, it
I
is.
think that's cool.
yeah,
Even
But,
Back
like-
to the Future though. Remember the movie when he went back and he seen his parents when they were like
That's
20
not
or something?
cool to you. You wouldn't want to see your mom or somebody
yeah, but she's
just
that
younger.
age for the rest of your life.
You
Well,
could
she's
age
gonna
her back up.
be- Then you keep losing 5 days. How old is your mom?
I think
Yeah.
it's 10 days,
Bro,
43,
5 days is
44
nothing,
maybe.
bro.
And you're making her go back to the end of 18.
Yes.
So what is it with that math? I don't even fucking know off the top of my head.
Like 26
365
years.
days.
26 years.
Yeah.
And then you're an idiot. I hate you.
What about it?
And then add 5 days onto your age after that. You're gonna be like 2-3 years older, and then to bring her back.
Nigga, I would be 10 days older.
Hold on, let's do the math. If it's all right, let's say she's 40.
She's 26.
minus 8.
You're gonna. It's 26 years difference. you said, right?
26 times 5. It's only
Wait,
130
why are you
days.
saying times 5? It's with 5 days.
Yeah. So each
Time you do it, if you bring her to 18 and then bring
I'm
her
thinking
back,
of it wrong. Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
10 days.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, that's
10 days
really nothing
older
then, yeah.
to see how she is the
Yeah.
way she is
Oh,
now.
Okay, I mean, but still, that's just. I
Or
don't-
even aging your little brother up.
To see what he'd be like older.
That would be cool. Or seeing your grandfathers, your great grand. That's
I
tough.
mean,
bro.
it-
You're
it
bugging.
is tough, but,
You're
like,
bugging to
I
see
think
them
both
younger.
would depend on how much you. It would depend on how much you do it. Because if you get too lenient with doing it and you keep doing it all the time, then that
It's gonna
5
tack
days
on.
will really add up.
Imagine
But how
just
many- but
1
think
year
of-
older.
but think
That's
about-
still not even old.
That's not,
But
but
still, how many memories? Like, I know I have a lot of memories that I like that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. like a lot. And
Yeah.
using my power one time and losing one of those that are definitely more forgetful than the other ones.
Yeah.
And, like, come on.
It's not as meaningful until you don't have no more.
But why?
I have years to go and my power doesn't even affect
I
me.
get that. But why? I'm not going to use my power enough to really lose all those memories.
I mean, I know I would. I know if I had a
How
power.
often?
If I had a power, bro,
I think so,
listen,
too.
there's no right or wrong answer.
There isn't.
Just to say, if I was to use that power, I would use that how Shamar said.
I'll use it very conveniently.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Like to the point where, like, if it's snowing outside, I'm gonna get my car right in front of you. I'm not shoveling it out, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to, like, everything is coming to me.
Yeah.
Fuck the memory. The memory I just made of my car coming to me is what I'm keeping. Like, you crazy as
Whatever.
hell.
And if another example using the one you pick, I could get a Richard Mille. I could think of it and have it come to me.
Yeah. You know what?
You know how many times I'm gonna do that?
Nah,
Shit,
you
I'm
know
gonna
what I'm
sell
gonna
that
do?
shit.
I'm gonna fucking lift up the fucking safe nigga in like a bank somewhere.
Exactly.
Give me
Only
that.
1,000. Only 1,000 pounds though.
Money's light.
It
I
is
don't need the whole safe.
but the saves they be having, it depends though.
I don't need the safe. I just need the money.
Exactly, that's true.
I could do that 2-3 times. It'd be chilling.
Make
Three memories.
Or you could
make
keep-
5,000 memories now.
Or you tell or
Exactly.
your friend be like, yo, let me get something. You do it for him.
Nah.
And then he go
Dude.
tell his friend, and his friend could be, yo,
No.
let me get.
No. 'cause
Hey
I'm
man,
the same way
listen,
now.
never know.
I think it's crazy. I said it's weird to see your mom when she's younger. I think that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think it's crazy. I think that's pretty
Nah,
cool.
I think you. Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
it's crazy.
saying
You're
it.
saying it's weird.
Yeah.
That's not weird.
I don't know.
To each his own, though. To each his
Yeah.
own.
So just for everyone, just leave your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
these,
yeah.
questions here.
Yes,
And,
Sirski. We logging out, huh?
Yes,
I think
sir.
we
Yes,
ended on
sir.
that. That's a
Yeah, because it's hot
That's
as
good.
fuck in here.
very hot. Like my legs, everything.
Time to go.
Right now.
We in a sauna talking.
For real.
But it's only for the betterment, yeah. Because we
Oh,
could have
yeah.
had an AC booming right now.
I know
but-
you-
The sound would have been crazy.
yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
So we sacrificing out here. Just make sure
Facts.
all y'all gotta do is put the thumbs up button, bro.
That's free.
Just hit the button.
You
man.
can't
It's free.
just comment what you thought if you watched up to now.
Yo,
Like,
if-
how hard
it's
is that,
free.
bro?
If you're on your phone right now, just get out of turn your phone, put it back right side up,
Yep.
scroll down a little bit, just click the like button.
You don't have to
Exactly.
scroll down. Once you scroll up,
Yeah,
it's
it's
right
right
there.
there.
Yeah,
Just
or you
click
could
it,
just
man.
like right side up, click the screenshot button,
Yeah.
and whatever like Snapchat you use. Oh yeah, post that on there.
Yeah,
Let them
man.
know what's up.
Easy.
Click the share button,
It's
copy
free.
the
Support
link.
is
It's
free.
easy, man.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Support is free.
And then when we see each other, like if you ever see me, just let me know what you want us to talk about. Now we up here talking.
Easy.
Simple.
Wookie
bro.
gonna put you already put our information in the description, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yo,
Yeah.
DM us, whatever, man. We gonna respond. We not no bougie people, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna respond.
Not
so.
yet.
You know what I'm saying,
Not
man?
yet.
Not until we got 2 million. But nah, yo, we
So, yeah.
logging out, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Bad
sir.
Takes episode 3.
Catch
Love is
ya.
love. Gangsta.
Peace.
Peace.